thank the Lord as we go into this holiday season for all the good things that we know that you have planned for us and our families. Just lay the word and be faithful to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, so Jesus' ancestry, that's the title of this. And it's funny that I'm teaching this lesson because I remember teaching the lesson on Naomi and Ruth for the first time. So this is kind of circling back. And here we can find our devotional reading in Luke 4, 9 through 17, and Luke 3, 23. And basically, this is just talking about the lineage of Jesus and why that is important to us and why that's important to not only their future but ours as well. Context, almost nothing can be definitively said about the date and author of the book of Ruth, but the lack of attribution needed to not hinder our understanding of the book or our text today. Events recorded in the book of Ruth took place in the period of Judges in Israel. This time in Israel's history was marked by people's recurring failure to keep their covenant with the Lord. In contrast to the disheartening accounts of Judges, Ruth tells the story of a handful of people living in faithful obedience to God. The book of Ruth culminates in the genealogy of David, genealogy are found in literature from around ancient Middle East. Many of these examples recount the Lord's lineage and were indeed to legitimize their arms around. This function of genealogy hints at one reason the book of Ruth was written, to show God's providence and work in King David's ancestors, whether during or shortly after his kingship or even after Israel was divided into two. Tracing Jesus' lineage to David and genealogy covered in the part below answer an important question: what right had Jesus to claim to be the King of Israel, fulfill God's promise to David? How could Jesus be the Messiah? And that's kind of what all of this ties into. His family and the events that occurred that led up to Jesus' birth. Having come to Bethlehem as a widow, Naomi and her former daughter-in-law Ruth facing an uncertain future. But Ruth's character and hard work won her favor in both Boaz and the rest of Naomi's. Events came to a quick climax as Naomi had planned to enlist Boaz help, and Boaz wasted no time to put in his plan in place. Anything kind of like that y'all just want to add about, I guess it's context by Naomi and the family. And it's a pretty familiar story as we get into it, but maybe you had anything you want to add before we actually get into the actual word. Okay, so 9 says, Boaz said unto the elders and unto all the people, ye are witnesses this day, that I have brought all that was Amalekites, and all that was Chilions and Maons, and Halons, in the hand of Naomi. And this is really notes that I kind of took for this, is that Boaz wasn't a poor person. He had some kind of finances to himself. And I always try to look for some way that this could be applicable to my own life. And it just lets us know that it's important that we're financially right, so that when we need to step in, or it's our time to step in to help, we can do that. We're not too worried about our finances being in the wrong place. I mean, it's easy for your heart to be in the right place if you're not worried about money. Boaz's desire was to redeem Naomi's landowners and marry Ruth. The laws regarding selling the family property were found in Leviticus. And just of the regulation was that the sale of the Israelite land was for lease, since the land would return to the seller's family, and they could afford to redeem it, or at the latest, in the year of Jubilee. Because of the importance of land in Israel, the buyers would sell the property within a tribe to keep it in the extended family. For this reason, the family member
set up as a trust or whatever they need to have set up, you know. A lot of times people kind of refer their dreams and things like that for their husbands. And when that man passes, something happens, or they leave or something like that, they find themselves in a bad predicament.
What I saw this too was now you mentioned having a will or a trust. I thought this was even written into the law that it's how property should be handed down and sustained and maintained. And having regard that you're not Boaz is to honor and keep the family name, but also to keep that family. Maintain the in supporting, keeping true to God's word without with David was to go back because he said looking at the lineage because it's whatever Jesus said irritating, so this time all
You know, and it's also interesting that these are just unlikely people. You know, like I don't think if those guys had not passed away, Boaz would have never came in contact with him. But would that have changed the lineage of Jesus? You know, and then that just sets you up to believe too that God puts things in place. You know, for things to happen a certain way. You know, and even when things seem bad, their words, that's when God gives the opportunity to kind of step in and really make a difference in people's lives. Yes. No. Yeah, you want to shake the guy? He said, I'm doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't ask.
So I told
He didn't come say, I'm going to ask y'all. He said, no, let me tell y'all what we did ready to do.
yeah, and that, yeah, so like that, it's fun when you get into these things and it brings up so many, you try not to get too far away from what the word actually says. But this shows, you know, a lot of people say, you know, the money and the root of all evil, you know, you should give away all your earnings. You hear those things, but he was financially able and he was a leader to step in and not, like you say, ask them. He told them, so he was already somebody of stature there, and he wasn't using his money to show off. He wasn't showing off like I'm going to just do this because I can. He did it because he cared. He saw a need and he stepped in and was able to fulfill that need. And said, like what you're saying, at least 10 elders were present, along with many people, witnesses that his time served was like an oral form of notary of the public. You know, so they knew. And they was like, okay, all right, if you're going to do this, then it's okay. You know? All right, so 10 said, moreover, Ruth, Moabite, the wife of Malon, have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance. something else there, but I don't think any one of them had any ill intention.
Maybe it's regret, it's just a wise woman like a designation guide, mentor, we're gonna be in class, someone that would be a person. This is how you should go about guarding their attention, nurturing this relationship. So she didn't say go to she just said this is how you.
This would be a good match.
Model behavior that will nurture relationship.
It says Ruko was a Moabite and not an Israelite. The two people groups, though related, were often at odds with each other. God had even barred Moabites from being grafted into Israel. And that was kind of important about that. That meant there had to be a lot of conversation between Naomi and Boaz as well. Because they weren't supposed to do that. That was something that was kind of shunned upon as far as who could hook up with who could. And I don't really think that the hooking up part wasn't the issue, but I think the land ownership was the issue. But he looked over that. And sometimes we have to go against what the standard norm is and step outside the box to really just do what's right and trust that God's going to do and take care of us. Even when we can't, say rightfully why we should do something or why we should not do something. Sometimes it's just a feeling that you get that God has told you that this is the right thing to do. It says in contrast, Boaz exhibited extraordinary integrity in his zeal to provide for Naomi and Ruth. He honored the spirit of the Levite law with his concern of Moab, all his family line. The first child born Boaz and Ruth would be raised his child with his inheritance so that the dead man's name and property would be maintained. That was kind of a lot for me. So you marry this woman, you have a child with a woman, and that child is not your child. That child belongs to the dead man, the guy who passed away, and all his possessions. So that took a lot. I guess it takes a lot for somebody to step out and say, okay, yeah, this is my son, it's not really my son. And then you see those parallels in what you get when you get God and Joseph. Joseph raised Jesus, but he wasn't his dad. He didn't have any claim on ownership or anything like that. But paperwork-wise, he was Joseph, but he belonged to God. So a lot of these parallels that we see, that explain the birth of a child, inheritance, and then the birth of Jesus as well.
It is not for us to recognize all of the rules.
It does.
None of this stuff is ours. We get complaining what there's no but it all.
Right. Even people.
Even us.
That's right.
Can you imagine, somebody got away one billion?
Yeah.
Somebody says, why you doing that? So and so. That's typical. I think in every generation, it's always going to be somebody, can't see it.
Don't want to see it. Or see it for themselves. Why not me?
Right.
Maybe other women were out there, who would not know about it, who knew Boaz, who had talked to him.
Is she even a woman?
Yeah, she named exactly.
They're not like us.
That part. Yeah, I put in all that work. I've been, shimming around and stuff, and then this lady just show up and he married her like that, So, then to be honest, it was a woman that had been married, so it wasn't like, 11. It's, and I served Bethlehem, really because they're talking about Bethlehem initials way before the birth of Jesus. And we already see them referring to Bethlehem and the birth of Jesus. We also can make a good connection where the elders, the people that we trust to know on the past and to guide us in the right direction, witnessed this all and the fruit. And that was, and like pretty much today, we've kind of gotten away from it, but it's good to have a group of people who are older than you, or to say things to you that say, you're going in the right direction, or we approve of this. I just think that approval of the elders is something that we should seek, just to make sure that not only that our actions align with what God wants us to do, but that we act morally as well. And I think that kind of keep that in check. Any questions, any concerns, anything like that? No? Though Ruth was a Moabite, she also was known to be a woman of great character. Ruth, she left behind her own people because of her love for Naomi and the Lord without knowing what reception she would expect in Naomi's home. The blessing from the people confirms the acceptance of her and hence to the Lord pleasure with her. And that's, like I said, that's interesting to know that the elders of the group, that the Lord was happy with it too. So it's always good for us to seek wise counsel. And the elders hold wise counsel. I gotta be careful. There are some old people out there who give you some bad advice. But for the most part, the elders sign off on some things that kind of bring to them and say to them in the right frame of mind. I think they go out and sign off on this. One thing I can honestly say that my grandparents would always say, have to pray about it. If you ask them a question or you say you speak about it or something wasn't truly lined up the way you wanted it to. And that's wise counsel. So I know that she was a woman of great character. And I like to think that studying this kind of word just really lines up with whoever gave her her name. She lived up to that. So pray about it. Anything you will? 12, and let thy house be like the house of Pharez, who take on bear unto Judah of the seed which the Lord shall give thee of this young woman. And whose situation was not identical, but it is notable that both Tamar and Ruth were foreign women who became ancestors of Jesus. And like we said earlier, this is like 1,000 years before the birth of Christ. So when we line it up, a lot of things, think about just one generation, maybe 60, 70 years, maybe 100 years. This is 1,000 years before the birth of Jesus. But that just lets you know that God is always working in people's situations, no matter the time. And then we kind of look at our situations being an isolated incident and things like that. Oh, it's just going to be so bad. But God doesn't work in the years that we see. It's conceptualized more than like thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. So He's always working in our situations. He's far, far ahead of us. And His plan is just His plan. And that's why it's so difficult for us to kind of trace the plan, because He's working so far ahead of us. We can only kind of see what we see right now. Any questions? So that's why it's important that whatever our purpose is for us to be here, that we ask God what that purpose is, that we ask Him to reveal it to us, so that we can do what we put here to do, so that God's plan can be fulfilled. Because when we don't do it, we just end up playing. The plan is going to happen. It just has to go a different route. Not doing what we're supposed to do.
And what's interesting with that is in that it's not that you start planning, you just start your blessing and press the blessings of your family.
Your family,
So the actions that these people did bless them and generations.
thousands of years down the road.
And the people who did not come along, did not.
It just did.
So you're the short-sighted thinking about what it does for you. What does this mean for the generations to come?
That's a lot. That's a lot to think about. Because you, like I said, you just really think about what you put right now in faith. Your personal sphere of control. But God doesn't operate like that. God operates way beyond our sphere of control. And so when we say, I want to look out for my family, it's not just, I need to look out for trends and constantly evil. This is my decision to faith. I'm trying to way down the road. And I want to be able to set them up for success. But I trust that God is going to do what God says He's going to do. You have to line yourself up with your actions. That's it.
We don't see the big picture, we just see our little do. And we need to try to get out of there. I don't know how to get out of there, but we need to get out of there.
Unless we pivot on our own effort. That's what the wrong is. And the thing about the Spirit of God in us is He will speak. The word already is spoken, but the God in us will speak when He decides to speak. We just have to wait and hear it. We get anxious. You ain't moving fast enough because I need to go to the jungle languages first. But you can't because now we're not fulfilling what the second part of the great commandment is. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Do I want to get good lunches from you? I want to say, why am I so excited to get lunch with somebody else? And that I have to think of not just me, but I have to think of my family. Because they were sometimes parents weak, but access to some until they come to the saving knowledge of Jesus for themselves. If I start from somebody all that night, now look at my family now, versus they could think traditions of language.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah. So then we're going to let all the people that they read on Twitter and let the house be like a house of praise and take their words to 18, and the women said unto them, Blessed be the Lord, which hath not left thee this day without king, and his name may be famous again. Naomi concluded that the Lord had left her good image, and the death of her husband and son. The reality was that God provided for them, even when all of her sons were lost. When I really thought that was something God can relate to on that as far as losing loved ones. As they only did, but that God can provide even when all the sons be lost. And I think that that's something that we can all grab hold to, is that God is going to actually provide for us if we trust Him. Knowing that sometimes things that He takes away from us is a benefit to us. And I'm not exactly setting us up. But I think that's a perfect time to understand that that's the time sometimes people turn their back on God instead of turning towards Him. That's really what we should not do. But that's the test. If you lose a car, you're like, oh Lord, goodness. You know, I don't see why you turn your back on God and lost a car. But some people would get put their faith in the wrong thing. When that thing is taken from you, like Moon said, it doesn't belong to us anyway. So the best way to honor God is to let us know who's not want to present Him and evidence. And look for the future and hope that things that will get better will get better. And they will. We just may not see them in our lifetime, but they will get better. And He shall be unto us a restorer of our life, and a nourishment of our old age. And for that Lord of all loved thee, which is best to thee, the 7 sons that were born him. And Israel children were expected to take care of their aged parents. This was especially true if the mother was widow, as the woman had very few financial resources to fall back on if family could not help her. I stepped away from that a little bit. Because I really can't relate to that. Because I took care of the parent. But I felt like that wasn't anything that somebody told me that I had to do. That's just something that my family has always been really passionate about, is taking care of one another. So this whole lesson itself is about family. It's something about family. Is that we look out for one another. We have to, and that's the way we were raised. Our group told us that, nothing beats a strong family bond. And we can lean on each other, we can fuss with each other. Sometimes we get out of pocket with one another, but it's still family. And when things go wrong, we don't go with them. Kind of turn around, put things back together where it's supposed to be. People always do what's right. But it said, I like it where it said they were expecting. It's not that when it's an expectation, you take the feeling out of it. You feel it the way you want. But it's expected that you do the right thing. That step in to be that person that you need to be. Any questions? Comments? 15. And He shall be unto thee a restorer of thy life, and nourisher of thine old age. For thy daughter-in-law which loveth thee, which is better to thee than 7 sons born in 15. No, she didn't. That was a comparison. So basically what they were saying is like that one son that she was given was like 7 sons that would have been able to take care of her. So her dad, she had 7 sons she'd been set for. Really, she'd been set up for success for real, in a lot of ways. But this one son that God gave her took care of all of that.
And when we were saying this to Naomi, right?
Yeah.
Say to Naomi, it's a son that had died. That was blessed how, I used to get to my cousins, say about things, but is it blood, keep the things in the family or in the bloodline? And this is even, you were saying, this isn't Boaz's son. This is the son of the son that was dead, as keeping things in the family.
That's right. He gave us a son, but it was more like an adoption than it was an actual.
And I would imagine that's why I said this is better than the seven sons. As complicated as this is, it is still coming to fruition. All things work together for the good.
And it also indicated that something, God takes something away from you and gives you 7 times,
Yeah.
He pay you back even more than what He took. So, and that's what Deacon was saying earlier, that there was some naysayers. There was some people that had a problem with it. That I'm assuming that this was a substantial amount of land. And Boaz just kind of gave it away. I'm pretty sure Boaz could have took it for himself, but then he wouldn't argue.
Yeah, so it's like, this is whatever this is going to be.
Won't buy it. Okay. All right, so.
And then I mentioned Boaz, when you went to God's not going to let it lie. So I can take care of you to the Lord. This is the right thing to do. Anyway, so.
Any other concern, comments? 16, 17. And Naomi took the child and laid it in her bosom and became nurse unto it. And the women in the neighbors gave it a name, saying, there is a son born to Naomi. And they called him Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. So that's how Boaz honored. That because this Boaz's child was still the child of someone else, it still was his child, which is the lineage of Jesus Christ.
Like this, Mary was message her.
What is that?
Says Naomi took the baby in heaven and cutting him, putting on over him, waiting on him hand and foot. Then it says the neighborhood women started calling him Naomi's baby boy. His real name was Obed. Obed was the father of Jesse, and Jesse the father of David. So that's Naomi.
He's right.
That's it.
The old folks say you feed them long enough. You feed them long enough, it's looking like that's folks. And it's just typically too, it's just that, like, this is, God is always working in the back somewhere. And He's setting this thing up. And even this child, like, the child is happy. It's not like it's ostracized or anything like that. It's that it all worked out. Although it went through all these twists and turns. Obed had a full life. We had a son named Jesse. Jesse had a full life. He fathered David, and we know what David went through. It's a well-known story. But this just sets up Jesus' lineage to do what He came here to do. And I'm for sure, with no provocation, that He's still working things out right now as we speak. So, that's right. That's right. That's right.
So we can rest in the Lord. You go in and slow ourselves and strengthen each other. You know, all we do now.
He gives us the destination, but I'm pretty sure He told us all the twists and turns and things we had to go to get there. A lot of people, like you said, will bail out. I don't know about that, or maybe I would not do that. But the learning is there. That's what the learning is from So what she's saying is that we go to Monique's house. So instead of her going on the interstate, just going through the construction site, she drives all the way through town. So her and I will leave at the same time for Monique got. I'll come down the interstate, I'll get home, I'll sit on the porch for almost an hour, wait on her to get there. She won't go through the traffic. So that just shows you that you can go to the same destination, but you can take two different routes. It's just how fast you want to get there, and God's gonna keep giving you that test until you get it right. But please don't ride interstate. Go through town.
And, you know, that is wonderful analogy, because you both get where you need to go. But maybe it's the reason that she needs to go there. You have some time in this car by yourself, you did it some time, to get your house. So you structure people's things the way they're structured. And you can't be mad because that's not what I told you. It ain't about you. It's about me and my walk.
That's right.
It's not that anyone is wrong or right. It's the walk that's for you.
Saints.
That part. Like I wasn't at the breakfast today because that's not where God put my stuff. I'm hearing the conversation about, even that one I think about particularly, as a lot of people have their own opinions and we're all serving the same God, I think. And to say, well, how can we be serving the same God and our views be so different? I don't know the answer to that, but it might be like going through this traffic, but the whole thing is that we're getting to the same destination. As long as your way doesn't block my way or hinder me from going, then I think that's okay. But if your way is blocking other people's way or hindering other people from getting to the same destination, maybe it's a problem.
It would be different if I said, you can't go that way, so I'll go to town, you need to stay kind.
Yeah.
I just said, son, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna ride out and go slow.
It's so interesting.
Control. When I control the situation, I control the situation. Where I but again, hoping, being right, that God has me.
That's right.
What we can do is raise the
And he has your plan. Let me tell you, your plan is in my plan, so you can't be mad if I'm not following your plan.
That's right.
Because my plan is your plan.
That's right.
And that's the whole thing of being walking in this time. We keep calling this time, this bad time, this good time. God has a plan for all of us. You allow us to do what He has a plan for what we have to find out. In the plan, Lord, what is my role?
What is my role?
And my role, what is
Stay in your lane.
our role in the same, right? And some of that prayer is not so much as for somebody else. It can be just for me. I don't have patience with this Lord. I don't understand. So then when He starts to unfold and ask for it, be ready.
That's right.
And as I continue to cut, dry, oh, yeah, but everything He has for me. Sometimes that answer is pulled off.
And he already told me that. His math not math. You take 5 over 50. His math not math. We multiply that way out there. We don't have no control over it. But that work for good and that work for bad. If you put stuff out there that's not supposed to be out there, he multiply that too on your family. But if you put like Boaz, he put this stuff out there that was positive, he multiplied it with his family. Now the lineage. So it's just depending on what you're willing to deal with, what are you willing to be responsible for. Some people don't want to show that they're responsible. They don't want to. And that's a lot. That's what have a lot of people all confused. It's about being a Christian, it's about being responsible, and it's about being courageous. And a lot of people just don't want to step out there and be that. They want to not be the personality that's not who God calls us to be. Sometimes you want us to step out like Boaz and say, hey, this is what we do, this is what I'm going to do. You can deal with that later. 23, new ancestors. Now Jesus in order to be clear that in reality Jesus is God's son, but Joseph was legally Jesus' father. And that's really impressive. On paperwork, it belonged to Joseph. I mean, in the courthouse. But in reality, in real life, in heaven and earth, it belongs to God. And that just shows us that we have to take care of what God gives us, to take ownership of it and be responsible for it. But I'm pretty sure that's perfect as Jesus was. Joseph still had to be a dad to Jesus. So I don't think the first check he put together was perfect. I don't know. That would have been a sight to see. But I just know what it is to be a dad. You know? And so raising a son, especially the son of God, will be a tremendous honor, but it also be a tremendous responsibility. So that's what I like about this story is if you get in here and you study this word and you come to Sunday school and you read the Bible and things like that, Joseph wasn't 100% over when it happened. He had some issues with it. So for him to say, hey, you're not my way with yours, you know, and he raised you. And you really didn't hear anything else about Joseph in the Bible, but he did his part. He stayed in his lane and did what God asked him to do. And that was to raise Jesus as a man. And for Jesus to be 30 years old, he did a good job. Yes. All right, so 31b, which was the son of Nathan, which was the son of David. Jesus can trace his earthly lineage straight back to David. This relationship is key to Jesus being able to fulfill his promise that God made to David. I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall receive out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. And that gives us hope that this is what we're living in now. That everything God is doing now to establish his kingdom for his return. And we have to be ready for that. This story of David, like I said, is well known. Jesus can trace his lineage back to David, which established his earthly throne. But we know that God has a bigger plan, and that plan is always coming to fruition. We just have to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do, that we stand in our lane, and that we are being not only good shepherds, but good stewards of what he has given us to do. And that leads us to our last chapter, 32, which was the son of Jesse, which was the son of Obed, which was the son of Luz, which was the son of Solomon, which was the son of Nathan. And this verse brings us back to the story of Ruth. Jesse was David's father, Obed his grandfather, and so on. Some names are probably omitted here, and Luz was likely near the end of the time of the Judges, where Solomon lived during the initial days of conquest in the Promised Land. Nathan was a tribe leader of Judah during the wilderness period. And I like 32 because it just lets you know that family is important. Being able to trace your family, being able to know your family. And a lot of African Americans can't do that. Maybe you can do 7 generations, maybe 6. But being able to trace your lineage is very important. And I like that our family has just created a family tree. But we get to a point where we can't go any further, even with our own family. We just don't know. So being able to emphasize family and the importance of family and the importance of family history So, in conclusion, the story of Boaz, Ruth, and Naomi should be a great encouragement to us. Each chose to follow the Lord faithfully and seen through their righteous actions. As a result of their faithful deeds and God's faithfulness to their family, all three received blessings. First, their community responded positively to the family's outstanding character. This was not a foregone conclusion, especially for the former woman Ruth. Second, and more importantly, we see how God chose to bless the family faithful action in their own time for the son. Truly, the Lord has turned the mourning into dancing. The blessings continue beyond what Boaz, Ruth, and Naomi experienced for themselves. Israel was blessed by David, the future king, and much further in the future with Jesus, the promised king. This family could never anticipate how their faithfulness would echo through the generations and what a blessing, their own blessing would be to the world. We are blessed today to see how God can work through us and for us when we choose to follow Him. But the greatest blessing, of course, is living in the kingdom of God, thanks to the sacrifice of our King. And that's our lesson for today. Any questions, any closing concerns, anything like that? I thought it was really good. This is always funny how these things come around. I mean, I was telling Monique when we first started this, I actually taught the lesson on the Aaron. And now I got chosen to this lesson, just circle back and just kind of figure, just included everything. At holiday,